it tells me that my read is incorrect. I'm not reading things properly. I need to take a step back and kind of reassess. What am I missing? Am I overlooking something, or is this just kind of normal variance? Welcome back to another video, everyone. My name is Kyle. I'm a full-time futures trader and founder of Opinicus. We are back with another clip from a recent trading mentorship group. This one is actually a little bit of a rant. I'm talking about CHOP. As I'm sure most of you know, CHOP absolutely destroys accounts. It burns through mental capital, it burns through trading capital, and nothing good really comes from choppy conditions. So I spent a few minutes talking about avoiding CHOP, how to identify CHOP, some good techniques you can use to actually avoid it, what to do if you get caught in it. If you guys have any more questions about CHOP, jump into the trading mentorship group. We do have weekly sit-ins that you can join. I'll put a link to that down in the description below. And if you are actually interested in joining the trading mentorship group and you are watching this video before Friday, November 29th, 2024, you'll have an opportunity to secure 50% off for our only sale of the year. Black Friday, Friday through Monday, the entire weekend, all the way through Monday. Our mentorship group will be 50% off, as well as a handful of other deals on some of the other services that we offer. So if you're interested in that, check it out this coming weekend. Hope you guys enjoy this video, and let's jump right into it. Now, one of the main objectives, and this has hopefully become abundantly clear the past two sessions, is trying to avoid choppier conditions, right? This action can just decimate accounts. It can burn through your mental capital. It can burn through your trading capital, and you're just going to be spent in about 15 minutes here before higher quality setups present themselves later on in the morning, right? It's the same thing yesterday. We had that same kind of action. So if you find yourself, you're fighting this repeatedly, one trade, two trade, three trades, and prices just going nowhere, that is your sign to just step away for a sec. Physically remove yourself from the desk. Walk away. You need that mental reset. You need a second to collect yourself. Do not sit there just fighting it. Clearly, nothing's happening, right? We've got the entire day ahead of us. Try not to get chopped up. This sort of action used to absolutely kill me. And I remember I'd get totally chopped up, and at the end of the day, I'd be looking, and I would just see like, wow, price actually did nothing. Like there was no movement. It just did this, and I'm sitting there fighting it, and price did nothing. Like price did nothing. This is why, I gravitate towards more of those kind of momentum, bigger moves, because we'll tend to, this action is really nice, big velocity move, because that tends to give you some really good action. This is just it can really mess you up. So caution is warranted anytime price is really chopping, and if you're uncertain about whether or not it's choppy, just zoom out a little bit. Try to take a more kind of bird's eye view, especially with how many of us are looking at a 30-second chart or something like that. Like it may look like you have some structure there, or it may look like you have something decent happening, and on the 1 minute or the 2 minute, or especially the 5 minute, you just have pure choppiness, right? And so sometimes patterns like this, setups like this, can suggest like accumulation, right? You can do things like trading around a core, which you'll sometimes hear me talking about. But this is going to be a more advanced technique. It's not something that I would really recommend for newer traders. If you find yourself in chop, or you think it's going to be choppy, your best bet is just to scalp it and not let those trades get away from you. So try and avoid that chop. And sometimes, it's going to take us a couple of trades to figure that out. Don't sit there and continue to fight it, right? If you let's say you take 2 losses in the chop, that should be like the market giving you instant feedback that what you're doing is not working. That's still a rule I have to this day. If I take 2 losses in a row, it tells me that my read is incorrect. I'm not reading things properly. I need to take a step back and kind of reassess. What am I missing? Am I overlooking something, or is this just kind of normal variance? Because 2 losses in a row is not, it's not like statistically impossible, right? Even with a high hit rate. But it gives me pause. And I think for a lot of developing traders, and even I can kind of relate to this too as well from some of my earlier years. And it's like the exact opposite. Instead of 2 losses in a row giving us pause, it's like 2 losses in a row and we start to press on the gas. Like, no, let's do even more now. I need to get back to where I was. I need to get back to break even. I need to get back to whatever that high profit watermark was on the session. And of course, if you've experienced that, typically it just does not result in anything that is productive for the equity curve or your account or your mindset or anything like that. So some things to keep in mind there.